Inhale, come back through center. Exhale to the other side. Maybe taking your left palm on top of the right hand, stretching a little bit more, getting that nice C curve in the left side body. Inhale back through center, start to walk the fingertips forward. Tenting the fingers, drawing the forearms and elbows up off the mat, biceps coming up by the ears. Belly's now drawing in, becoming very active in this child's pose. And then let's inhale, rise into tabletop. And start with a few cats and cows. Round the spine, pull the chin into the chest. And then open the heart to the front of your mat. Let's take a few more here, rounding and opening, and then moving into organic movement just as your body feels good. Maybe just moving side to side, getting some hip rolls. And then we'll come back to that neutral spine and just turn your hands so your fingertips are towards your legs. The heel of your palm is facing the front of your mat, and sit back slightly, just allowing that palm and that forearm to stretch, or that wrist and that forearm to stretch. When you start to feel the palm of the hand peel off the mat, stop right there, breathe into that tight space. And then rock forward just a little bit, maybe lifting the fingertips slightly. And then bring those palms back flat to the front of the mat. Let's take an inhale, reach the right arm up, look up at your thumb, pull the left shoulder so it stacks with the right. Looking up, up, up here, and then thread the needle, bring that arm underneath the armpit, ear to the mat. And then let's inhale, come out the same way you came in. Palm comes underneath the shoulder, right arm comes out of that thread the needle, reaching up, look at your thumb, stacking the shoulders back into your tabletop. One round of cat and cow, pressing the earth away as you round the spine, and then opening up the heart to the front of the room for that cow pose. Come back into your neutral spine, and let's inhale, lift the left arm up, shoulder stack, bottom collarbone, reaching up to the ceiling. Reach the fingertips up to the ceiling, stretch, 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 and then thread the needle, bring the arm underneath the right armpit, ear to the mat. Make sure through all parts of this practice, we're controlling our breath in and out through the nose. If you've got your heater on, if you're working somewhere warm and you start to get a little bit warm, open mouth, exhale, release that heat. And then let's come back up. Let's find that stretch, reaching the left arm up, stacking the shoulders. And come into that tabletop, last round of cat and cow. Round the spine, tuck your chin in towards your chest. And then bring the heart forward, cow pose. Let's take a baby step forward with those palms, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Walk the dog or find stillness. Let's walk your hands back to meet your feet. So palm the mat the whole way back and come into a fold at the back of your mat. Head hangs heavy here, maybe bending the knees so the chest and the thighs connect. Shake your head yes and no, ending on a yes. Maybe take opposite arm to opposite elbow for ragdoll, any form of this fold that you'd like to take. Release your bind and slowly rise up. Arms reaching up overhead, look up. Exhale, let's fold back down. Walk your hands about halfway to the center of your mat and take your feet mat width distance or a little bit further. Let's take that left hand, reach for your right ankle, a gentle twist, not too much. And then we'll switch. Come back to center, walk it out, come into a high plank, and then just bring those feet together. Hold your high plank here. Starting to breathe, we're gonna hold for 5, just warming up the core. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower chaturanga, hover at the bottom. 3, 2, 1. Upward facing dog, find that back bend. Downward facing dog, hips rise. Right leg rises. Start to find some movement in the ankle, one direction and then the other. And then bend the knee, just peel the hip open. Don't worry about flipping your dog yet. Just peel that hip open, bring the heel toward the left side glute. Keep the weight even in your shoulders. So if you tend to dump in the left side, bring weight back to the right so our shoulders are even. And then we're gonna bring that right knee to our left elbow. So we're gonna cross the body here. Finding that kind of revolved mountain climber prep. 3-point. Grounded warrior 3. Bring your right foot in between your hands. Keep your palms to the mat or blocks or whatever you're using. Reach the left heel to the back of the room. Draw your forehead to your ankle. Make sure that the left pinky toe is facing down towards the mat so our hips stay even and square. Let's hold here. See if you can draw that forehead a little deeper toward the ankle for 3, 2, and forward fold. Left foot meets the right. Let's inhale, sweep the ground, Utkatasana, chair pose. Hang out here, make sure you can see those toes. Inhale, rise, Tadasana, arms come up overhead. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Palm the mat, step back, high to low plank. You can skip any vinyasas that you want. We'll meet in downward facing dog. You can add push-ups, handstands, whatever you got. Float back into your vinyasa. Left leg rises, left leg high to the sky. Circles in one direction and then the other with that ankle. Just starting to slowly open and stretch our bodies, warming up for this practice. When you're ready, bend the knee and start to peel that left hip open, drawing your heel to your right side glute, putting weight back into the left shoulder, the left side body, so we're even here. Continuing to breathe and control our breath. Keep the core engaged and cross your body. Bring that left knee to the right elbow. Slow and controlled here, especially in these first rounds where we hold it for a bit longer. 3-point come back. Warrior 3. Bring your foot in between your hands. Ground here, palms to the mat. We're grounding because the posture is different when we ground. We get a bit more stretch. Pull your forehead to your ankle. Flex the foot, heel pressing to that back wall. Hips are square, belly's drawing in. We'll hold here for 3 more breaths. Maybe you can take one of those exhales and occupy a little more space that we're creating with our breath. Drawing the forehead a little closer to the ankle. Right foot steps to meet the left. Let's fold. Utkatasana chair, sweep the ground. Sink low. Get that chest lifted high. Make sure you can see your toes. Check in. Inhale, rise, Tadasana, come to stand. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Palm the mat, step, hop, or float back into that chaturanga. Inhale to the upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's add on to this warm-up right leg rises. Bend the knee, open your hip here. If you're ready to flip your dog, by all means flip your dog. If you want to stay here a couple more times. Come back, let's tap right knee to left elbow. So floated across the body, tap the knee to the elbow. 3-point. Warrior 3, if you're ready to fly your Warrior 3, you can, or keep it grounded. Options here in that Warrior 3, arms straight out in front, hands at prayer, arms back behind you, or even interlacing, those palms reaching that bind back. Still flexing the foot, heel touching your back wall. Let's find that fold. Sweep the ground, chair pose. Step your left foot back so we're in a high lunge. Left foot floats to the back of the mat, arms reaching up overhead. Take your left knee to the ground for that low lunge. Straighten out your right leg, half splits. So remember, in half splits, we're going to heel toe that right foot forward, and we're going to keep the hips stacked over the knee on the left side, or the right side. Yes. And draw your forehead to the ankle. So we don't want the glutes sitting all the way back to the heel. Breathe into those tight muscles. Breathe into the back of that leg. We're going to hold here for 2 more breaths, and then we'll make our way into that high crescent lunge. So hold here, and on that second inhale, you're going to bend the front knee, curl the back toes, lift the knee, and sweep the arms up for that high lunge. Hands come down to frame your foot, vinyasa, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg rises. Bend the knee, open your hip. If you want to flip, just mirror what you did on the other side. Let's cross the body, left knee taps right elbow. Connect the knee and the elbow here. 3-point. Warrior 3. Bring that foot in between your hands. Mirror your right side. Maybe reaching the arms back if you have the bind, bind. If you're grounding, ground. Forward fold, take that left to meet the right. Sweep the ground, Utkatasana, chair pose. Step your right foot, send it to the back of the mat. Find that high lunge for just a moment, then lower the right knee to the ground. Straighten that left leg, keep the hips stacked over the knee on the right side. As you straighten out, pull your left toes to your left shin, forehead to your ankle, half split. We'll hold here for 3 more breaths, and then we'll work our way into that crescent lunge, that high lunge, but hold it here. Get those full breaths, get the full effect of our half split. And then when you're ready, bend into the left knee, lift the right knee off the ground, and on the inhale, that's when the arms come up overhead. Hands come down to frame your foot, step back, vinyasa, or meet me in downward facing dog, yogi's choice. Rise high to the tip toes. Look where you're going. Float your toes to your wrist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out the back. Exhale, fold. Feet come hip bones distance apart. Peace fingers wrap the big toes. Bend the knees, connect chest and thighs. Inhale, come up halfway lift. And then exhale, take the elbows to either side of your room. Find a nice fold here before we move on to the next part of our warm-up. Release that bind, heel toe, feet together, big toes touch. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, back comes flat as your belly draws in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise, come up, let the palms touch when you get to the top. Add your back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Palm the mat, step or hop back through a vinyasa or meet me in downward facing. Right leg rises. Cheetah, knee to nose. Draw that knee in tight toward the belly. Tuck the forehead to the knee. Really start to round the spine here. And then bring that foot in between your hand, warrior two. So try not to come back through the 3-point. Just use the core to place the foot down, warrior two. Flip your front palm, hang out here for just a moment, get a little deeper in the lunge, make sure the knee's tracking toward the pinky toe, and then reach back, reversing your warrior. Easy twist, cartwheel the hands down, the left palm will come to the inside of the right foot. Take your left toes forward and reach your right arm up. Easy twist. Hold here, pull the belly in, get deeper in that twist if you'd like. Look up if it feels good to look up. That's going to open our front side body just a little bit more. Half moon balance. Take that right hand 6 inches or so in front of your right foot to a block. I used a towel the other day. You can roll up a towel and take your hand there. Just find your half moon. We're going to be here for a few moments. We have time to set up, time to get stable here. Root down through the foot. Press that heel to the back wall. Stack your hips. Think about your back being flat up against a wall. Square your hips, find your fold. Top of that mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise, come all the way up. Take your hands back behind you, palms touch, interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift that heart, and then find a fold as you start to bring those palms up overhead. I don't think I've ever taught this many folds in 10 classes combined. I don't know why I'm feeling like everybody just needs some nice long folds to stretch out our spine today. Let's sweep the ground, find chair. So release, sweep the ground, find that chair pose. Take your hands to heart center. Inhale, lift up through your ribs. Exhale, twist left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Left foot steps back, twisted lunge. So just step your left foot back. Keep that prayer twist. And then on the next inhale, open reverse warrior, round 2 on this side. So reach back, reverse your warrior. Let's straighten the leg out here. Straighten that front leg, straight leg, reverse warrior. Cartwheel your hands down, vinyasa. Left leg rises. Cheetah, knee to nose. Draw that knee in here. Get tight, pull the belly in to get a little bit tighter. Without coming into your 3-point, lower the left foot in between your hands. Inhale, rise, warrior 2. So on the inhale, you open out. That heel pivots for about 90 degrees. Arms out to a T. Look out past your front middle finger. Flip the palm. Don't go anywhere. Sink deeper in your lunge. Let the knee track toward the pinky toe and then reach back, reversing your warrior. Really deep in that lunge here. Easy twist, cartwheel your right hand to the inside of the left foot, right toes pivot forward and your left arm reaches up. So we're stacking the shoulders. Get that knee in toward the body. Make sure it's coming in, drawing in the midline, everything drawing in center. Now we float half moon, left hand comes down. Stack your hips. Think about that back, press into a wall. While we're all at home, it's a really great opportunity to use our walls to do a lot of stuff we normally can't at the studio. So you can practice your half. You start to bring your hands up or however you want to play in your half moon. I love half moon on the wall because I can really kind of press my hip back and touch the wall and get into like that big stretch. Square your hips and come into your forward fold. Sweep the ground, Utkatasana, chair pose. Hands come to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, let's twist. Right elbow, left knee. Step your right foot back. Let's twist that lunge. Lunge with that prayer twist. When you're ready, open up, reversing your warrior. Reach back. Straighten out that leg. Cartwheel your hands down. Let's vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Rise high to the tiptoes. Come to the front of your mat. Take your feet mat width distance, heels in, toes out. Let's give one last little stretch, and we'll play here before we get started in our practice. Come to your Malasana squat. Maybe you want to work on your crow, your crane, or anything else from here. Wherever you're at, get that heart lifted, play around. I'm going to grab a sip of water. When I get back, we'll get started. When you're ready, make your way up to the top of your mat to standing. Let's take the palms out, facing forward, fingertips wide. My feet are about hip distance apart. Four corners rooting down. Belly's drawing in. Chest slightly lifted, chin coming away from the chest, shoulders running away from the ears. Close your eyes. Draw the hands together at heart center. Let's consider an intention for our practice. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, palms touch, maybe add the back bend. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, find your vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing. Right leg rises. Right knee taps right elbow, mountain climber prep. If you want to fly, fly. Three-point right leg rises. Warrior one, bring your right foot in between your hands. Inhale as you rise, come up. Exhale, strikers, legs straightens, hands come down to the mat, forehead to the ankle. Bend the knee, come back into your warrior one. So reach the arms up as you bend that knee. And then in our warrior one, let's hinge at the waist about halfway. Bring that heart forward, hands come back behind you. Draw the belly in, up dog in your chest. Warrior two. So as you lift, windmill those arms open, find that warrior two. Flip the palm, reach back. From here, let's find Kundalini with a twist. So cartwheel the right hand to the ground, pivot the right toes, or the left toes. Yeah, Kundalini with a twist. I'm on the wrong side in my mind, but you guys are right. Let's find our standing splits, handstands, handstand prep hops. Nice work, everyone. Lunge back, 3-point. Keep that leg lifted, let's vinyasa. Squeeze the glute as you lower high to low plank. When you get into that low plank, come to up dog, let the feet touch the ground, downward facing dog, hips rise. Left leg rises. Mountain climber prep, let the knee tap the elbow and connect or create the chaturanga arms and lift that right leg as you float. Nice job, Bridget. Come back, 3-point. Warrior one, bring that foot in between your hands. Sweep the arms up overhead. Leg straightens, let's find our strikers. Beautiful folds, ladies. Draw the forehead to the ankle, get a little deeper in the strikers. On the next inhale, let's rise, warrior one. Reach the arms back up overhead as you bend the knee. And then take that slight hinge forward, keeping the chest lifted, up dog, through the shoulders. Pressing the palms down back behind you. If I was behind you, I'd be pressing your palms away or pressing the earth away. And then on the inhale, rise and come up into that warrior two. Flip the front palm, reach back. Kundalini with a twist. Draw that right knee behind the left. Bring that right hand down. Left arm comes up. Standing splits, handstands, handstand prep hops, toe to toe. Get long here. Let's lunge back, find the 3-point, move right into that vinyasa. I'm free, like everyone's frozen right now, so I'm waiting to get you guys back. It's because there's a storm here. All right, let's go right side, right leg rises. Mountain climber prep. We got it for 3, 2, 1. Come back in that 3-point. Okay, sorry, I keep getting frozen and now it's like distracting me. All right, so we're in our 3-point. Let's come to our warrior 1, right foot in between your hands. Inhale, rise, come all the way up. Exhale, strikers, hands down to frame, legs straightens. Let's just hold here for the bottom of that breath. On your next inhale, you rise back up, warrior 1. And then hinge at the waist, hands come back behind you, engage the core here. Find that hinge at the waist. Inhale, rise and open, warrior 2. Flip your front palm, reach back. Kundalini with a twist. Let's move into our standing splits, handstands, handstand prep hops. Beautiful. When you're ready, lunge back. 3-point. Let's find that vinyasa. Left leg rises. Mountain climber prep. Tap the knees to the elbow, create the chaturanga arms, lift that right leg if we're flying. 3-point, come back, lift that left leg high to the sky. Warrior 1, left foot in between your hands, back heel pivots, rise, come up. Striker salute, straighten the legs, hands come down to frame the foot. On the next inhale, come up, warrior 1. Now we hinge at the waist. Reach that chest forward, palms facing down, press the earth away, be strong here. And on the next inhale, open up, warrior 2. Flip your front palm, reach back. Kundalini with a twist. Last time here, let's come into that handstand prep hop. Maybe your standing splits wherever you want to be here. Let's lunge back, 3-point into your vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Right leg rises. Stork, bring your right foot in between your hand. Draw your left knee up towards your chest. Find that stork. Pull the belly in, draw the knee up higher. Let's lunge back, find a high lunge. Let's add that back bend, maybe cactus the arms or interlace them back behind you and lift your heart. Hands down to frame your foot, 3-point. Half moon. Maybe add that balance here. Just bringing the fingertips slightly up off the mat. Maybe you're binding. When you're ready, find your warrior 2. We'll hold here for just a moment. It's a very gentle step back. Find your Skandasana, that side lunge towards the back of the mat. Hold it here, stay here. If you want to work on the bind, reach that hand to the front of your shin, around your back, and then reach the other hand. Interlace those fingers. Keep the chest lifted. You can always use a towel, a tie, a dog leash, lots of stuff at home to use for binding. Stay low to the ground, walk it around to the front, that low runner's lunge, stay low. Step back, high plank. Low plank chaturanga. Let's add 2 more push-ups, high plank. Low plank. Last one, high plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog, hearts lift, downward facing dog, hips rise. Left leg rises. Stork, left foot comes in between your hands, right knee comes in and up towards your chest. Pull the belly in tight, that lifts the knee a little higher. Lift a little higher, pull the belly in. Remember, don't lean back to look taller, just lift up. The more we draw that belly in, the more we start to engage Uddiyana Bandha, the higher that knee will get, the more we'll lock in, the more stable we'll be. Step that foot back, high lunge. Add that back bend, cactus arms, or the bind, whatever you like here. Three-point hands down to frame your foot. Half moon. Binds here are balancing. Nice bind, Wendy. Beautiful variations, everyone. Let's hold here for 3 more long, beautiful breaths. I was taking a class yesterday, I think online, and with a teacher from Charlotte, and she said something, and that obviously we all think this all the time, and it was how she said it that I really liked. She's like, control your breath, don't let your breath control you, which I know can happen to some of us sometimes. And I just really liked how she put that. So that's something that has stuck with me the last couple days. Step back, find your warrior two. Be very gentle in this transition. Don't just flop that foot to the ground. Then when you're ready, Skandasana, come to the back of that mat. Find your binds here. Yes, beautiful binds, everyone. Stay low to the ground, walk it around, low runners. And then step that foot back, vinyasa, or meet me in downward facing dog. You can add your push-ups, you can hover at the bottom, you can do whatever you want. Right leg rises. Stork this time, we're going to straighten the legs. So bring the right foot in between your hands. Draw the left knee up to start, and then straighten that leg out in front. Maybe you want to go into pistol squats. Go into pistol squats. Let's step back. Find that lunge with your back bend. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the heart. Hands come down to frame 3-point. Let's add something here, cheetah or an arm balance or cross your body. Let's just add that on. If you want to get into any type of core posture here, arm balance, work into there. Maybe you're just holding your cheetah. Come back 3-point. Beautiful, everyone, half moon. Opening up here, you've got those your binds, your balances. I say it every time we do this transition. If you're comfortable enough to step right back into Skandasana, You can move as long as it's really fluid. If you need to pause in Warrior Two, it's no big deal. You pause in Warrior Two, then you find that Skandasana. Stay low to the ground, walk it around, find the high to low plank when you get there. Left leg rises. Stork, we're going to straighten the leg when we get there. Bring that left foot in between your hands. The right knee comes up, find stability through the left big toe, and then rise or find that pistol squat. Wendy, come back into like the 3-point and try to go into your pistol squat before you straighten the leg. So we'll hold here for a minute. We'll try that again if you want to. So come back in, bring your left foot in between your hands. Now come into that pistol squat from there, straighten out the right leg. There you go. That might be just a little bit easier than trying to lower yourself to the ground from standing. Awesome, let's lunge back. Let's all meet in a high lunge with the back bend from wherever we are. Hands come down to frame 3-point, working into an arm balance, maybe a cheetah with those knee lowers to the ground. Just find something here, something that just expresses what you need in this practice right now. Come back into your 3-point when you're ready. Don't rush through your postures. Half moon, bring that foot in between your hands, stack hips, then stack shoulders. When you're ready, you find Skandasana through the Warrior Two or not, just step back, think fluid, graceful motion. And then as you stay low to the ground, walk it around to the front, finding that low runners, then step back, high to low plank, meet me in downward facing dog. All right, let's come into our forearms. For your dolphin pose, we're gonna hold dolphin. We were working on this quite a bit on Sundays before this craziness. I don't know why I don't call it coronavirus. I think a lot of people do that. But before we were dealing with all this quarantine, we were working pretty hard in our dolphin and our forearm stands and things. So work into that now. Use your walls, use your couch. Like when I was starting to do handstands and headstands, I did them on the side of my bed. So if I felt it was soft, but I wasn't fully supported by the wall, it was a good in between for me. Use anything here. Use someone at home to help grab those legs up. Work into that forearm stand. If we're not there, just start to walk the feet up towards the elbows. Eventually, you're going to feel the hips are going to stack over the shoulders. You get a little weightless as your legs just start to come up. 100% easier described than it really is, obviously. But keep practicing there. Meet me back in your dolphin. Press yourself up, downward facing dog. High plank. And then lower yourself all the way down to the ground towards your belly. Take your right ear to the mat. Let's take your arms out in front. If you have some low back sensitivity, take your feet mat width distance. And then on the inhale, let's lift everything comes up. That Shalabhasana, just lift everything. Squeeze your belly in. Lift even higher. Lift for 3, 2, 1. Lower to the ground. Shake your hips out. Maybe windshield washer those knees. This time, let's reach back full or half bow. We'll do 2 rounds here. So you want to reach back, Reaching for those feet or those ankles. If you're reaching for your feet, everything lifts. If you're reaching for your ankles, thighs stay down. On the inhale, let's all lift. Push the hands into the feet into the hands. That's the act of the push and pull. That's what gets us to stretch. Keep lifting up, lifting up, lifting up for 3, 2, and lower. Windshield washer the legs if you need to. We've got one more round here. If you want to go back into another back bend, go back into another form of a belly down back bend. When you're ready, reach back. And lift. Here we go. Everything rises. Lift it up. Keep lifting, keep lifting. We're going to hold it for 3, for 2, and lower. Wiggle out your hips. Let's come up into a tabletop and then just sit your hips to one side. Come into a seated position. Straighten out your legs in front. So we're going to come to a seated forward fold for just a moment. So legs straighten out, arms reach up overhead. This is also a really great spot if you have like a hand towel or tie or something to get deeper into this fold. I really like this for a prop here. So inhale, reach, and then when you're ready, hinge at the waist and reach and come forward. Yeah, wrap that around the bottoms of your feet, and then you can give yourself a nice little adjustment here as if I was back behind you, lifting you through the hips and hinging you a little bit further forward. Let's slowly come up. We're going to come into fire log pose or that kind of seated double pigeon. So we'll start, when you get into that, I'm going to move my computer and sit down in just a second, but when you're going to come seated, you can start with whatever foot over the top, but I want your ankle stacked over the knee stacked over the ankle for that double pigeon. Let me move myself down, a low and flattering angle. Well, you're so not going to be able to see me, of course. Let's take that foot on top of the knee on top of the foot. Flex your feet. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, just start to hinge and fold forward. So working into hips, some of us may have tighter hips. You're definitely going to want to honor that in your body. Be very careful. Kind of scoot this back and so going on. So keep breathing here. If we're a little tight, you can just bring that foot to the inside of that crook of the knee, maybe a block underneath the knee. Slowly begin to come up. And then we'll just switch sides. So whatever foot's on top, that's going to go on the bottom now, and we'll switch. Get yourself set up, and then inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, hinge through the waist. Let's make our way up. If you want to take those feet flat and just take those knees side to side, go for it there. And then we'll take the feet flat to the ground, knees are bent. Make sure you have enough room behind you to lower down. Arms come all the way out, and we're going to slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time till we get to the bottom. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a gentle squeeze. And start to rock side to side, eventually just allowing those knees to drape over to the left. Come back to center and just come to the other side. Take your time, don't rush, move slowly. Come back to center. Give yourself a big squeeze. Pull your forehead to your knees to your forehead. Everything comes together here. Then allow yourself to get long, finding your Shavasana. Take up space. Let's bring some movement to the fingers and toes. Reach the arms up overhead for a big, deep awakening stretch. Pull your knees into your chest and make your way up, seated with the eyes closed, hands coming together at heart center. Take a moment to consider your gratitude practice, bringing to mind 3 things in this moment you're grateful for. Thank you for coming to class today. The light in me sees and honors the beautiful, bright, divine light that resides in each one of you and in all living beings. Happy Easter and namaste. Thank you. Miss you guys like